Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vish and welcome to another weekly update. So this weekly update will span from the 31st of August to the 6th of September. So I read two books last week. The first book I read last week was The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I gave this a 9.1 out of 10, which translates into a 5-star book. This book is essentially about this social worker called Linus Baker, and he goes around to orphanages and inspects them to see if the children are being safe and well kept. In these orphanages, there are magical kids who are basically discriminated against the outside world because they're different from others and they're considered dangerous beings, hence why they're in orphanages. So one day, Linus Baker gets called up to the upper management and they send him to this high-level orphanage that have high-level magical beings that are potentially really dangerous, and that can end the world. So he goes to that orphanage to inspect the orphanage and to see if the kids are being safe and they're not basically creating havoc. That's essentially what this book is about. I don't want to go too much into it or else it'll be spoilers, but this book was absolutely heartwarming. The characters are my favorite part of this book. They're so endearing. You fall in love with them so quickly. I'm not gonna go too much into my review of this. I'll save that for the wrap up, but just know that the writing was amazing. The characters were so endearing. You will love this book if you love just cute and heartwarming kids who just want to fit in with the world. This is a middle grade book, but it didn't feel like a middle grade book because we're following Linus Baker, as I said, and he's 40 years old. So it doesn't feel like a middle grade book, but it is a middle grade book. If you haven't read The House in the Cerulean Sea, please do. Now, the second book I read this week was Illuminae by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This is the first book of the Illuminae files. If you haven't seen my TBR video, I'll link it up above and down below, but basically Sam picked this for me and it's a chunker, but I actually finished this in about 3 days. It's about 600 pages, so I definitely flew through this, and the reason why I flew through this is because it told in mixed media format. Very easy to get through because of that. So I gave this a 7.4 out of 10, which translates into a 4-star read. This was a solid YA sci-fi book. The thing I really liked about this book is, one, the mixed media format, and also the anticipation, the build-up, and the tension in this book was very well done. I was on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what's going on. Because of the mixed media format, you're not really sure what's going on until it's happening. You really have to try and keep up with it. For me, it was easy enough. I'm just trying to make sure that you know that sometimes it's a little bit hard to keep up with what's happening. The thing that I didn't like about this book is the romance. One, it was really cheesy at times, and also the dialogue can be cheesy as well. I felt like this book was very mix of YA and adult in some aspects. Some of the dialogue and the romance was definitely YA, and sometimes the themes that explores in this book is very adult, which I really appreciate. I like that mix between YA and adult. This was a solid read, and I actually continued with the second book, Gemina, which I'm reading now. I'm literally 7 pages into it. Not far. I forgot to mention, this book is about these two main characters. We mainly follow these two, but there are a lot of characters that we follow because of the chats and all that. But the main characters are Katie and Ezra, and they reside on this planet called Carenza, and one day this planet gets attacked by this biotech company. So they evacuate the planet and basically become refugees on these other 2 spaceships that rescued them. And so Katie and Ezra and all the refugees are trying to run away from the planet and also run away from the spaceship, the biotech company who's actually chasing them to try and kill all of them. While that's happening, something weird is going on in the refugee spaceship. That's all I'll say because I don't want to spoil it. But it definitely relates to the times now. So it was really interesting to see. Definitely really good, which is why, again, I continue on to the second book. Not too sure what this is about yet, but I do know that it takes place in a different location following 2 different characters, but it's the same timeline. So it takes place after or during the end of this first book, the Illuminae, I'm pretty sure. So I'll let you know how I feel about it next week for sure. So after Gemina, I may jump into Obsidio if I really want to know how it ends, for sure I'll jump into Obsidio. If not, I will be reading Poppy War, which is right there because it is the unofficial book club pick for September for my Shelf Space book club. It's like an unofficial book club pick, so there's no live show or anything. It's just like between us people in the Discord, just for fun. All right, let's talk book haul. So I've been good this week. I've only bought 2 books this week, and one of them I got a gift card for my birthday, and I got Tomi by Junji Ito. This is a horror manga. I'm pretty sure it follows this girl here who's a succubus and trying to kill people. That's all I know. And this is a thick manga. It's 700 pages plus. So yeah, I got this horror manga. Very, very excited. I have Gyo, which is right there by Junji Ito as well. That one follows a fish with like human legs. It's very creepy. I saw the end pages of it, of the art. It's creepy. So I'm glad to add another horror manga into my collection. I'm trying to get into more horror and sci-fi and thrillers and all that. The second book I got is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is one of the top 10 sci-fi books I'm going to read this year. Link the video up and above and down below and all that. Definitely check that out. I really want to get into sci-fi, so this is another book to add to that collection. All I know about this is a guy named Jason who has a family and all that, and one day he gets abducted, and when he wakes up there's this guy in a hazmat suit saying welcome back, and his wife is not his wife and his son doesn't really exist. So I'm very, very intrigued as to what the heck is going on in here for sure. Now, I don't really have anything much to update except that me and Sam are actually now onto How I Met Your Mother. We're on season 2 at the moment. He's enjoying it. I'm enjoying my rewatch. It's his first time watching it.
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. And I hope you're not lactose intolerant because the second half of that word is dairy.
So he really likes it. Not much more than Friends, obviously, because Friends is just out of this world. And that's basically it for this week. Let me know what you read this week. Are you also watching any TV shows? I would love some recommendations in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!